And today, the WRC celebrates Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday by showing how our movement aligns with his work and vision for the people. We celebrate his dream by picking up the torch and marching forward with decolonization. On April 3rd, 1968, in Memphis, Tennessee, a powerful speech was delivered to an audience of striking sanitation workers at the Mason Temple. Martin Luther King Jr. said, and I quote,
"Also in the human rights revolution, if something isn't done and done in a hurry to bring the colored peoples of the world out of their long years of poverty, their long years of hurt and neglect, the whole world is doomed."
We must stick together and maintain unity as an organized real society. We didn't catch on back then, but we are now.
All right to talk about streets flowing with milk and honey, but God has commanded us to be concerned about the slums down here and his children who can't eat 3 square meals a day. It's all right to talk about the New Jerusalem, but one day, God's preacher must talk about the new New York, the new Atlanta, the new Philadelphia, the new Los Angeles, the new Memphis, Tennessee.
Our efforts towards self-governance and decolonization are paramount. We are interpreting his words from a modern perspective. We want to share what he was attempting to say to the people.
100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. And so we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
There are important words in this narrative that resonate with the Moors today. What exactly did Martin Luther King Jr. mean, and how was a remedy supposed to come about? To understand how to move forward, let's first examine what went wrong. Let's look at the Constitution of the United States of America, Article 3, Section 2, Paragraph 1. Explains how judicial power is extended to all cases between the citizens and subjects. Who are the subjects? Well, let's first examine the original Constitution for the United States of America, 1789. For more clarity, let's look at Article 3, Section 2. The judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution, the laws of the United States, and treaties made, or which shall be made under their authority to all cases affecting citizens or subjects. Since treaties are the supreme law of the land, let's review the first treaty the Americans signed with the Moorish Empire to further educate the people on who the subjects are. Let's examine the parties. Who's the superior, who is inferior, and the dates. Who are the parties? Number 1, Emperor of Morocco, Sidi Muhammad. 2, the United States of America. Who is superior? The Emperor of Morocco. Who is inferior? The United States of America. signed July 18th, 1787, which allowed them to be the 13 colonies as we know today. Let's look at Article 6. 6. If any more shall bring citizens of the United States or their effects to His Majesty, the citizens shall immediately be set at liberty and the effects restored. And in like manner, if any more not a subject of these dominions shall make prize of any of the citizens of America or their effects, and bring them into any of the ports of His Majesty, they shall be immediately released, as they will then be considered as under His Majesty's protection. This clarifies that citizens are of the United States of America. The Moors are the subject which fall under the protection of His Majesty Sidi Muhammad. In the new Constitution of 1871, the 14th Amendment was enacted to remove the word subject, which represents Black people as subjugated Moors, and we lost our right to utilize the Moorish courts of the empire as our remedy. And instead, as naturalized citizens of the United States, we fell under the Americans' protection, and they began to enforce their civil and criminal courts against us. Martin Luther King Jr. began to champion the movement of human rights, realizing civil rights was leading his people into a burning house of poverty and despair. In helping to fulfill your dream, good brother Martin Luther King Jr., we honor you, thank you for the miles marched, for being the voice of the people, and for all your sacrifices. The various Moorish governments have picked up the torch to move forward and decolonize our land in the human rights revolution that you were working so diligently towards. Happy birthday, Martin Luther King Jr.